What's up guys, it's Tyler back here for another video. For those of you who don't know, I make automotive content, and if you haven't already subscribed and followed me on Instagram, go ahead and do so. You will not be disappointed. But let's go ahead and start this video because I've tried to film it like 4 times. It's taken me an entire month to get this stupid thing just to run. So yeah, let's run it back. For those of you who have been following the turbo build, know that I have been struggling and battling this kit, whether it be from the manifold breaking and snapping, oil lines failing, to the bolts literally just falling right out of the manifold. Now, I've fixed and remedied almost everything there is to this kit so that it can be spot-on perfect and run, except for the turbo bolts, which I had a pretty jank solution to secure them into the manifold, recommended to me by a lot of shops. A lot of speed shops say that they tack weld bolts to stay in turbo manifolds, which is what I did. Spoiler alert, don't do that. 2 of the bolts that I had inside the manifold snapped, creating a gap in between the turbo manifold and the turbo itself, blowing the gasket apart and creating 0 boost. So I went out and bought these really expensive and super trick turbo bolts that are meant to not back out under high pressure and high temperatures, and they're literally turbo bolts that have these little cool flange on them. But in order to install them, I need to extract the snapped bolts that are currently in there, which brings us to week 1. What's up guys? Today is a video that you guys have been waiting for a long time. More Genesis content. I heard you, bring the gen back. I've been doing stuff. So as you can see right here, it's a great start to the video. My turbo's out and on the ground. Why is that? Well, because there's a bunch of things I've been neglecting. I've had a small leak on my oil feed line because one of the bolts came loose on the bottom of the oil feed line, and I have to take the entire turbo off to get up there and tighten them around where the fitting is. Another thing, for a very long time, I've had to deal with this, okay? Now I know you guys are like, okay Tyler, this is your manifold. Yes, I've had 2 bolts that snapped, one in this corner, one in this corner, inside the manifold. And they've just been stuck, so my turbo hasn't been properly secured down. My gaskets, because of that, just blew apart. Yep, here's the remnants right here. Gasket life blew apart because it wasn't properly tightened down, and it like flutters in between. And I just spent the last, if you could see this, come on camera, focus on right over you, okay. Spent the last hour and a half trying to get that one screw out of the manifold, and it's really hard because you have to drill into the bolt, which is what I'm doing now, put like an extractor into it, which isn't the easiest thing in the world, and then pull out said bolt without stripping it or stripping the threads. So it's a very difficult thing to do. Like I said, I spent the last hour and a half just trying to get one bolt out, but after we get that, we should be good, and we should be making boost again. I also, oh, another thing, if you guys follow me under the car, alright, so we're under the car, and a big thing I want to show you guys is right here. Okay, this is your stock oil feed line, and this is where your oil sensor will be if you have a Genesis Coupe 2.0T. Okay, now if you get the CX Racing kit, they will not use your original oil feed line hole. They will want you to block it off. Do not do that. Don't use anything that they provide for you. Don't use any of their lines. Keep your oil sensor in its original location, and just get an AN fitting, custom fit fitting that you can put inside, thread inside of your block where your original oil feed line was, and just put a new oil feed line to your new turbo. It will make your life very simple, and you will avoid all the problems of CX Racing's parts failing. Okay, so should be a fun video. Got all my lines and everything set and ready to go, hopefully. Wish me luck. Let's try and get this bolt out. Hey! Look who's here. Just a good plug. Let me see your shirt real quick. Shout out to Throttle. Nice. Yeah. Shout out to the boys, Evan and Mickey. Look at that. What a solid plug. They just watched me struggle with this because I don't know if you see that right now.
Yeah.
But this is like stuck inside the stuck bolt.
And you can't drill it out?
No. Like it's stopping the drill.
You don't have an impact?
No, I don't have an impact that fits that.
How long you been out here?
A long time.
So you got the bite already, but
yeah, I can't get the bolt out.
Yeah. Nope.
Is it rounding it or is it?
Keep going. You can't see.
Oh my god. Who put this bolt in here? That's exactly what I thought I was doing. Nice.
Tear it off inside.
Do you have any other ideas?
Extractor.
Here I am, drilling away, trying to extract this bolt out of the turbo manifold, and I snapped one of the drill bits. Now, you know, when you're drilling stuff, things snap, parts go flying, you're not really paying attention to where those things are going. You're like, slap into another drill bit, let's keep going. Yeah, so I did that, and guess what? I found that drill bit. I found it when I turned the car on. Yep, I did that. The drill bit snapped, fell inside the manifold. When I turned it on, it went straight into the turbo. Thank you. Thank you. You guys are too kind. I like to shout out Jesus, shout out my mom. I'd like to thank all my fans out there and everybody who supports me for making this possible. Thank you guys so much for feeling that I deserve this, and sword is such a blessing. Man, am I an idiot. Thankfully, it didn't do anything to the turbo, and I got it out and everything was fine. You guys will not believe this. This is what was in the turbo. I took the turbo apart. I'm gonna save that. I took the turbo apart, reclocked it, but I'm gonna flip this for you guys. Look at that. Spins. There's no shaft play, nothing up and down, and all the fins are good. I know you can't see it like now, but nothing's broken, right, Brandon? There's not too much damage. After I carefully extracted the drill bit out of the turbo, I taped everything off. Taped the manifold off, taped everything in every hole possible to make sure that nothing else would fall into anything. And I proceeded to waste a lot more time trying to drill out this bolt.
I got it started, but now it's too dull to continue.
Let me see.
You can see the little, I mean, we could start with a tiny drill bit.
No, I don't even want to do that.
Drilling? Tiny.
So that's our issue right there. That bolt. It's been causing this entire car to not run for like 3 weeks.
Start with this one. God.
So what we're trying to do right now, if you can't tell, is drill out that bolt or drill a hole into it so that we can put a bit extractor. What is that? Bolt extractor. So we're trying to drill into the bolt to put a bolt extractor into it so that we could extract the bolt out of the manifold. That has a, we're not going to tell them that. So I may or may not have already tried to do this one time, but snap the bolt extractor inside the bolt that's already snapped inside the manifold. So we got two things stuck in here going for us. Brandon center punched that hole, right? Is it staying? Did the drill bit walk at all?
No, it stayed.
Stayed in the middle. So right now we have a starting point that's already center punched dead center in the middle of this bolt. mean, as long as it doesn't touch the threads. Okay, you guys are all caught up to speed, and all their miserable drilling into that stupid bolt. Now it's all done. Running full boost. The car's running great. So much fun. It's happy. It's happy. It loves these boost levels. It's not complaining. It's doing it every day. I'm not seeing any fuel cuts. The Helltech is happy. Everything is doing what it should do. And it's great. There's only one thing left to do. This is my little AutoZone ricer secret. Okay? So for a lot of you guys who watched me put this turbo on, you guys knew from my dyno day, I didn't have an air filter because I couldn't get one the proper size in time. So what I did, as a temporary fix, I went to AutoZone and got one of these Spectre air filters. Okay, now a lot of you guys are gonna say, Tyler, why would you do that? And I was like, it's just a temporary fix. It's gonna do what I needed to do and keep the dirt out until I get a new filter. Well, as you can see, it did its job. It's keeping the dirt out, but it is old and I still have the Spectre air filter. And today, since we got her all back up and running, I figured, what better way to finish this entire thing than to get her another proper Spectre air filter. Okay, don't give me shit. The car dynoed 450 horsepower with that Spectre air filter on it, okay? It's not losing any horsepower because of this filter. Yes, they're cheap and they're crappy. They're like 20 bucks, but hey, it lasted a year just like that. It's doing fine. Hasn't gotten inside the turbo. Oh, YouTube can't cuss. Crap hasn't gotten inside the turbo. The turbo fins are doing fine. There's no shaft play, there's nothing, and it's doing great. So I figured this air filter, it's doing its job, right? So we're gonna put a new one on. The car's running, and after that, she will be all set to go and back up to 100%. Spectre air filter. And just like that, she's got her Spectre air filter on there, all ready to roll. And that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching this and for all your continued support. If you haven't subscribed to this channel already, go ahead and do so. And while you're there, you might as well smash that like button if that's something that you're into, you know, go ahead and do that. Help the channel out, man. Trying to get to 20K subs. Realistically, you're trying to make 100K subs, but you know, obviously I haven't been posting a lot because I don't really have a lot of content that I can film because I don't have a garage right now. Gotta keep coming back and forth to my parents' house. So, catch you guys in the next video. If you can already tell what it's gonna be, if you can see the hint at the top of my roof, for those of you who don't know, you'll get it pretty soon. All right, it's 1,000,000 degrees out here. I'm gonna shut this, I'm gonna go inside. Later.